Welcome to my brand new channel. On this channel, I am going to show you guys how to do sales fundamentals, and I'm going to try and pack this into a 15-minute video. So I'm going to, as we go along, also just explain to you guys who I am and what do I do and how did I get to where I am today with regards to sales. It's also going to be a matter of selling in the sense of vehicles at this stage. It's something that I've been doing for a lot of years, and I was thinking of creating this channel so that we can share with each other what type of stuff we need to do so that we can move forward and that we can generate the sale. So what this course is going to be today about is going to be on the following. So we are going to be doing this in 15 minutes. I'm going to try my best to give you the sales fundamentals on how to sell. Anything at this specific moment in time, we're going to do a motor vehicle sales. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at revving up your sales. Where do we start? What do we do? I'm going to do the essentials, an overview of the sales essentials that we look at, and then we can work from there. And then we are going to also fast track the sales process so that you know exactly what to do. And then at the end of the day, we are going to be saying that you must sell smarter and not necessarily harder. So let us go into this. I hope you guys enjoy, and thank you. So on part one, what we're going to be looking at is the mindset of you as a salesman, a sales executive, what your mindset should be and what your role should be in the process of selling a vehicle. So what's going to be our goal? Our goal is going to be to shift your thinking. It's going to be a matter of rather solving a problem for a client and building trust instead of just saying that you're selling your car. All right, so a little bit about myself as well. I'm a former sales executive. I have been in the industry for 12 years. I've learned a lot about what to do specifically with a client. Somebody that walks onto the floor, specifically what their needs should be, and then as well body language. It's a very, very important place for me that we need to look at, that we need to see that if the body language of a client is good or bad, how can we determine that? And then as well, how can we work around that into changing it into a sale? So let me explain this. When a client comes onto the floor, he's in an environment that he's not familiar with. He doesn't know exactly what's going on. He knows that he's looking for a vehicle, but he's not necessarily sure what type of vehicle because of the amount of competition in the world currently. So he's going to be a little bit on his nerves. So you need to actually see how does this client react when he walks into the floor. How does his body language? You as the sales executive must then try and calm him down and let him take some time to adjust to the environment as it can maybe be overwhelming. So how are we going to do? Listening. Listening is the most important part when selling something. You need to be able to listen, and once that's been done, you need to ask the right questions. So, listening is a skill, and we all want to normally talk, and we are not as good at listening to someone than we are maybe at talking. So we need to determine what the client's needs are. How are we going to do that? We need to know that what their needs are. We need to look at what they are talking about and then work according to that. So what do we need to listen to? My thing that I've learned in my 12 years experience is that you need to look at the past experiences of a client plus the present experience that he is looking for, plus then going into the future of then what does this client want and what did he have and what is his needs and wants going forward. So a question that you can normally ask the client is, what current vehicle are you driving? With regards to that, you guys can use your own initiative, a big car, a small car, heavy on fuel, light on fuel, and then also very important, are you going to trade in this vehicle, Mr. Client? So exactly like I said now, what are you looking at when looking at a new vehicle? Are you looking at space? Are you looking at luxury? Must it be safety wise for your family? It's also stuff that's very important. Once you have that information and the client experiences on what he currently has or what he's also looking for, you will have a specific vehicle that you can actually show the client. Important with that would then also be the budget. A budget you need to determine. So let me show you. Talking about a budget with a client helps to qualify, because remember, you've meted the client now, you've determined on what he wants and what he had. Now you need to actually see if you can fall into his budget. So you need to get away into the conversation of asking him what type of installment is he actually looking at. This will assist you in taking the client to a specific vehicle, in the sense of that you will not be wasting time jumping around in specific areas in the dealership floor, taking him maybe to a vehicle that's a lot more expensive, which he cannot maybe afford, and then in that process confusing the client. So remember, when that client walks onto your floor, you are on control. You know exactly what you have. You know exactly what you need to show this client. So that is where you then match what his specific need is versus then what his budget is, and you can direct him specifically to that vehicle. Okay. So once you get to your vehicle, the desired vehicle versus what the client needs are and his budget, we are going to be going into your FAB. So you're going to ask me, let's talk about it. A FAB is a feature, advantage, and a benefit of a specific thing. It can be a vehicle, it can be anything. You will have a feature, an advantage, and a benefit on that. So it used to help me a lot to basically get the client and motivate him to, once you've explained the FAB to him, then he will literally want to continue with the process and get the paperwork started. So FAB, it's a feature. So we start with a feature. It's something that you can then explain to the client as per the client needs. You know what he wants now, so you can give him the feature on that. Your advantage would then be to give him the advantage of that feature. As an example, this car has got dual climate control. That is the feature of the vehicle. The advantage is that you will have both ways in having to have your wife at a specific temperature and then yourself at a specific temperature, and that will then be your benefit. Your benefit will be that you can have your wife happy with her specific temperature on her side versus your side. So once you've done all of that with a client and you've determined and he loves the vehicle that you're showing him, now it's important to go into the test drive. Test drives is very important. Bums in seats sells cars. So that's a crucial part of your sales process. We all know that you need to get the client into the vehicle. He must experience it for himself. So once he's experienced on the test drive what you've explained to him, what is the feature that you explained to him, what is the advantage, what is the benefit, he will then have to experience it for himself. So once on the test drive route, you will need to have a specific route. It's for your own safety, it's for the safety of the client, and then for the dealership as well to know where you would be driving. So very important is the last note here is to say that you must drive the vehicle first. It's a very small but very efficient technique. Remember, if the client is on his nerves, he's never driven any other vehicle than the vehicle he has for the last 10 years. Once you drive the vehicle first, which you know, you will then be able to show the client that that vehicle is actually functioning properly. So now, if the client drives first and he's maybe not used to a clutch or maybe not used to an automatic, the car makes a funny noise, the client thinks that the car is a problem. Although at the back end, the client is the one that actually does not know how to drive that. So on part 2 of this, once you've done the test drive, once you've done everything, you now need to handle the objections. Please remember, handling objections and closing go hand in hand, because your price is not necessarily always a real issue for the client. You need to ask him follow-up questions. An objection by the client doesn't always mean that it's a no. It's actually a thing of tell me more, explain to me more what needs to happen. So then you can actually work with him and say, listen, okay, who is the one that needs to make the decision with you? Is it your wife? Is it your daughter? Is it your brother? And then with regards to knowing what the decision maker would be, you can then also fall into your plans of payment. If you would handle your objections well with the client, closing actually becomes a formality. It will not be a battle. It will not be an issue with the client. You and the client will be on general. So just quickly, let us talk about objections and what they mean and what can happen there. Objections you can have from the client side would be on a trade-in vehicle, what specifically his trade-in price would be versus a settlement that can maybe be higher than the trade-in value of the client, which can then offer budget constraints. You need to ask open-ended questions. You need to say, when are you looking at buying the vehicle? What is stopping you from buying the vehicle now? Would it be a trade-in? Would it be your wife that's not with you? What would be the whole process regarding that? You also need to look at the qualifying step. So you need to get the details right when pulling a settlement on the client's vehicle, knowing that while you are busy with the qualifying, to see that the client's vehicle trade for this, your settlement would be a lot higher. Do you have a special on your current vehicle? Can you mix and match the client's details and his what he wants into that specific new vehicle? And then always be honest with the client. Most sales executives come to a point where they are stressed, they're scared of telling the client exactly what needs to happen, and then it becomes a problem for them. Okay, so this will then build trust with your client. Your client will then know, listen, this sales executive tried absolutely his best, and then you are most likely to be able to close the deal easier when you know and when the client knows and sees that you tried. So, closing the deal. The following steps is very important in any sales environment when you want to close a deal. So, your daily non-negotiables that you are looking at, that you need to do. When you are doing follow-ups with a client, you need to know that you will not always get a home run on a client on your first or second contact. You will need to do follow-ups with a client. And you also need to know your stock holding. You need to know what type of vehicles you have in stock and what is planned on being delivered to your dealership. And then you also, very importantly, need to log this on your CRM or your CMS system, where it actually then can keep a log of the client's details, and it will also keep a log of your notes, knowing that you need to phone the client maybe tomorrow, you need to phone him next week. All of that you can log actually on your CRM system. And then you can then keep track of what you need to do on your follow-ups, and you can have that planned day. Delivery and celebration. So once your whole process has been done, you get through to the delivery process, the celebrations. This is where all the fun starts. So make sure on day of delivery that you carry out the bull ring. We always used to call it the bull ring, where all of your consultants, your colleagues, your sales manager, all of them come together and you do a full inspection of the vehicle from top to bottom, making sure that it's clean, making sure that it's dent free. I used to love having a congratulations board next to the vehicle. When the client jumps into the dealership, he can automatically see his vehicle, he can see the congratulations board. He will then just be more in love with you, with the dealership and his new vehicle. And then also make sure that the delivery is a celebration. If he brings friends and family, please celebrate it with him. This will create a feeling of unity, it will create a feeling of trust, and then it will definitely get you referral business. Alright, so please have a look at this delivery that we did a while back at one of our dealerships. I think it's a very nice celebration that was brought through on the whole process. Client very excited. She could not believe that this was happening. She also did not think that she would qualify for the vehicle. Sales consultant was very helpful, very friendly with the whole process. This was a full celebration. There was music playing, she had family there, so it's something that was definitely worthwhile in the whole process for her, and it's something that she definitely will then tell her friends about, and she will definitely refer her friends through to the dealership, and specifically to the sales consultant, that he did what he needed to do, and that she knows that he tried his best. He's giving all the attention that he has to her. Okay, so the top 5 motor tips from my side that I've experienced over the last 12 years in me creating a very good basis of clients is going to be that you need to ask more and talk less. What I mean is you need to listen. That's basically your short and the long of it. You need to listen what the client says. You need to focus on his body language. You need to know what stock you have. You don't want a client coming in and saying they want that specific vehicle, and then you make promises that you cannot keep while you are unaware that this vehicle is maybe on back order. Test drives, we spoke about it, it's a very, very crucial part of the process. They need to sit in the vehicle. Bums in seats, they sell cars. And then objections. Objections is not always a bad thing. Objections can actually mean that a client just wants to know a little bit more on the vehicle. And then follow up. The follow up is very important. You guys can make a screenshot of this tips that I have here for you. You can see there at the bottom 2 hours after visit, your 2 days, and your 2 weeks. So yeah, do your follow-ups, do what you need to do, and I promise you that your sales will definitely pick up on this. And then thank you so much. I made this just to say that this is my first video that I'm doing actually. I know I went a little bit over 15 minutes, but I hope you guys enjoy it. I want you to subscribe so that you can follow this channel. I'm going to be delving into more sales processes. I'm going to be delving into the steps on how to do it. So please, we're going to be doing this shortly. One by one, we're going to run through the process. I thank you so much. You guys have been great. I hope you subscribe. Please comment, please share, please let me know if there's anything you would like me to change. I will absolutely do that with love. Thank you so much, you guys. Enjoy. Bye.